I feel a sense of being, speak now on behalf of leadership that is sitting on my table, staff and everybody else. We must feel a sense of being embarrassed. We must feel a sense of being embarrassed of, I think we're failed. I mean, including yourselves. I think we're failed. We're failing the women of the country. If you see and listen to some of the inspirational stories, sad stories, that they to prove, either in the netball court or in New Zealand and elsewhere, that indeed they can do better than men. We must accept that we're failed, and I think I feel a sense of embarrassment. If you consider, to an extent, some of the unfortunate incidences that they had to endure just at the doorstep of the tournament in the hands of men. I feel a sense of being embarrassed. And I hope that as I invite also the corporate South Africa, you will realize why we're talking about professionalism. Thank you very much, Maproba. Over the past month, South Africa has been on a glorious wave, celebrating triumphs in women's sport. It is no coincidence that Women's Month has come with such historic feasts in women's sport in our country. Banyana Banyana made history in the FIFA Women's World Cup by becoming the first South African national football team, men and women, to progress to group stages of the World Cup. When I was talking to somebody yesterday, we were discussing about the need to celebrate and acknowledge excellence. It is precisely because of this reason that against all odds, we must celebrate excellence. Without professional league, some of them come from with conditions and situations that TLB and others faced. Against all odds, we were able to progress. It is that we must celebrate. South Africa hosted first ever Netball World Cup to take place on the African soil. Despite the Spar Proteas finishing the 6th position in the World Cup, they showed great fight at the tournament, which endeared them to South Africans. They also participated in what surely was one of the greatest netball games ever. They have got 8-all draw against New Zealand, which our captain Bobby spoke about. At the recent Summer World University Games in Chengdu, China, Team South Africa won 20 medals. South African women athletes won 15 of these medals. At the recent Commonwealth Youth Games, Alicia Kono won gold medals for the shot put in discus. Women athletes made the 2023 Women's Month a memorable one. I'm elated and delighted about these achievements. We owe it to them to do all in our power to afford them a recognition and support they deserve and more. They will follow you when I read this part for the second time. We owe it to them to do all in our power to afford them the recognition and support. May today's celebration be the catalyst for the continued honoring of our elite sportswomen. I challenge corporate South Africa, as I see them on my left, to join the Department of Arts and Culture in ensuring that as a country we recognize, we cultivate, we celebrate the excellence across all sporting codes. And again, the point I made earlier is not about comparing. It's to acknowledge excellence, particularly for those who perform against all odds. On the sidelines of the Netball World Cup in Cape Town, where I addressed the media on the Spar Proteas and Banyana Banyana performance, I shared my intention to converse with stakeholders about professionalizing women's sport in the country. I've noted years of talk and talk, but little movement to establish professional women's football league in the country. Every time I hear about why we don't have it now, I'm told of long stories. Stories that don't make sense. The Department of Arts and Culture has, over the past few years, provided support to SAFA towards professionalizing women's football by establishing the National Football League. I have expressed on a number of occasions my disappointment that at this day and age, we are still having discussions on the need for having the discussion on the need of women to be paid equally to men in sport. The President of the Republic actually makes a point, a rather to this point, that we should be talking about equal pay, given the performance of women in 2023. Women must be paid more than men in 2023. Yes. I must commend the Netball South Africa under the leadership of Madam President Zizi Kodwa for having moved towards semi-professional structure. There are opportunities for commercial partners to assist in moving South Africa's women's football and netball towards fully professional structures. While government has supported efforts to boost women in youth and youth sport development in the country, it cannot do it alone. We would need the table on my left. I'm pleased to be joined, among others, this morning with a very cordial discussion, constructive discussion by Red Bull in Cape Town. I've had a very cordial discussions with Samsung, very cordial discussions with MTN, and many other commercial partners who have also shown enthusiasm to participate in this endeavor to establish professional league. While football in the country is the most popular sport, netball is the country's most popular women's sport. At the closing of the 2023 Netball World Cup in Cape Town, President Ramaphosa committed in government that government would build an arena for the country. The President noted that it should not be that such a highly popular sport does not have its own dedicated arena in the country. The building of an arena in South Africa would contribute greatly to efforts of revitalizing netball. I'll be engaging with Netball South Africa Madam President Cecilia and engaging with your leadership soon on how this project will be rolled out. That also coupled with netball courts and football pitches in more rural areas would help to stimulate women's sport in the country. There is a need for South Africa to have a blueprint to develop women's football and netball. I intend, Madam President Cecilia, to set up a panel of experts on netball and football to lead the establishment of this movement. Australia's Football Federation has done this before. Just 3 years into its 15-year vision to improve participation and performance in Australian football, Australia's national women's football team reached the semi-finals. Last week, I was in Bizana, in a rural area of the Eastern Cape, to open the first phase of the upgrades at the Putume Mafumata Stadium. The aim of this stadium is to provide adequate sports facilities in rural schools and surrounding communities. The focus here is also to support rural women's sports development. When I visited this stadium, I was satisfied with the progress. I also saw opportunities to develop such facilities in such areas, in rural areas where there is lack and therefore whilst there is talent in those areas. These are kind of sport infrastructure facilities we need in rural areas to encourage grassroots responsive government's efforts to build rural sport infrastructure. I am happy this morning to announce that early this week, a team from the Department of Arts and Culture working with Super Sport, visited Mkauli High School in Ekala, in the rural area of the Eastern Cape. This is a school where Banyana went to school. We intend to build 2 netball courts in this school. We also want to inspire young rural women that they themselves are not left out. Like like we did with Kongi. We want to make sure that we roll out this program in all rural areas. What I saw in Cape Town, today the most popular sport among men is netball. It became role models for young girls. It was a family sport, and that's what the country needed at that moment. In you, they see role models. And therefore, as government and the leadership seated with me here, is to support you as role models and to give capacity. Immediately after this, I'll be meeting with the National Lottery Commission to iron out areas of cooperation. A steering committee will be set out to manage implementation of cooperation between ourselves and the National Lottery on how best to achieve our objectives. Our National Lottery will help us in this fight. To the Spar Proteas, to Banyana Banyana, continue to make country proud, ladies. You have made history. To you, Terry, your sacrifice is the highest form of patriotism. I had an opportunity to speak to your mom. I also spoke to you. I never thought even myself I would enjoy such a pain. But you are truly, beyond loving your country, you are a true patriot. What you have done for our country under such difficult situations and conditions that a human can face. We thank you.